helps, Tammy. The next question is from Jenny Marie, and she says, she's been to your Meantime webinar, and she says, I've done 2 of the 3 strategies mentioned on the Meantime webinar. This has happened before, where my audience is unresponsive to any offers. I'm planning to do a summit to increase my audience. What would you suggest to do to help with my audience interest in my offers?
Okay, right. So if the audience is not interested in your offers, we have to really troubleshoot to figure out what's going on. So there are 3 roles of marketing. We got to get their attention, we have to filter, we have to lower the risk. And the breakdown could be at any one of those 3. So first of all, are we getting attention of enough of the right people? I mean, to me, there's very open questions. How big is this list? First of all, how many people are actually clicking on the emails and opening them? And that may reveal a much smaller number, and the problem might just be right there. Oh, only 20 people open my emails. So, okay, you're getting no response on 20 people. That's not terrible. You know, that's maybe par for the course. So that's one. Is it just a numbers thing? We just don't have enough people. But assuming you're reaching roughly enough people, or where you feel like, no, I should be getting some kind of response from this, then it's the filtering. And there are 3 levels of the filtering question: relevance, credibility, and value. And so it's either that what you're offering, they don't see it as relevant to them. They don't see it as helping them. It's either, if it's a product, it's not a product that they're urgently craving, or it's not a problem they want to urgently solve. It's not a result they urgently want that matters to them. Yeah. So it could just be that they don't see this as relevant to them at all. What you're offering is very generic, and so you get a generic response. It's neutral, what you offer, kind of vanilla, and you get this neutral vanilla response. Then there's credibility. Maybe it's like, no, this is really irrelevant, but they just don't trust you. You haven't built enough credibility for them to actually respond and engage in that. Or third, it's value, meaning the offers you're putting out, they don't see the value in it. I spend what and I get what? No, that's not worthwhile. And then it could be the risk is too high. It might be that all those things are great, but you haven't reduced the risk on those. So of course, there are resources for all of those. If you go to my playlists, there's one called, just search RCV, Relevance, Credibility, Value. There's a bunch of videos on that. Talk about it in the Ethical Marketing Starter Kit. And I've got a course coming up in the 3rd quarter of this year on business model, which would be something to look at. We'll talk about offers a bit there too.
Sorry, Ted, do you mean, sorry to interrupt, did you mean the YouTube playlist, presumably?
What did I say?
You said playlist, but I just wanted to make sure, for in case that she wasn't.
Thank you. Yeah, YouTube playlist. So we've got, those are basically the main options of why they're not responding. Now, but on a tactical level, there's a few things you can do. First of all, if there's some people who just haven't opened the email in a year, haven't responded to anything, you can just get rid of them, take them off the email list. They're probably not going to respond. Second is you could, email folks and just ask them, hey, what do you want from me? But if you have a just really fundamentally unresponsive list, yeah, you may need to shake up the tree. I mean, I've done it a couple of times where I just email my list and say, hey, do you want to unsubscribe? Here's an excuse. Just why not do it now? If this isn't what you're wanting, I'm just cleaning up my list. Thought I'd show you the exit in case you want to go. And sometimes you need to do a reboot. There may need to be an email that goes out where it's like, hey, look, I've been kind of broad and fuzzy with what I'm about, and I'm really getting clearer about it. And here's what it is. And moving forward, this is what the emails are going to be about. And so if you want to unsubscribe, that's not what you're looking for, please do that now. But sometimes you need to reintroduce yourself, and you may just need to cull your list. My understanding is the rationale for culling the list is if you're getting a lot of people not opening, then the email gods see that, and you're it's the companies that we use are sort of flagging this, or they're noticing this in a certain way, and it can affect our deliverability rates. It affects how many people actually see the email. So it's a good idea to do the hygiene thing and just to clear people out every once in a while. And you might also just email your list. Say, yeah, I just noticed I'm not getting a response. I'm curious why. Any thoughts? You could ask. But I would do a gut check, and I might just sit down with some friends and say, would you be willing to go over some of these emails? And what do you think is happening? Why do you think there's so little response? Because until we know why there's so little response, we don't know what to do. So that's the very first thing, is a diagnostic kind of assessment on all of those. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that.
I love that. I'm going to do that for my list. Great, Jenny. Hope that's helpful for you.